Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Increasing Your Intuitive Abilities reading. I know it's a little bit different, but this is to raise our energy vibration, raise our light, our connection with divinity, with the universe, to really put us in alignment with our own intuition, and just to make our world and ourselves a better place, to dwell in, to be inspired by. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out, so thank you so much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. And I want to apologize for my voice. I am getting over the flu, so do bear with me. Let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo, increasing your intuitive abilities. August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo, increasing your intuitive abilities. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Virgo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo, increasing your intuitive abilities. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Virgo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo, increasing your intuitive abilities. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Virgo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Virgo, increasing your intuitive abilities. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Clearly seems to be a tongue twister for me right now. All right, at the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have Aries energy coming through. So if we have Aries within our natal chart, that's going to be very much a grounding force around us. And we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. So the same goes for Scorpio. If we have this within our natal chart, that is going to be a grounding energy for us, a power that is reborn. This isn't about looking externally, it's about looking internally. With the Two of Wands, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Page of Cups. So in our inner selves, we're really learning how to be a student of our heart. We can actually find ourselves being rather inspired by a water sign energy who is teaching us to open up our hearts, or we're learning some way that has us opening up our hearts, really moving out of our comfort zone. And it's going to be really a beautiful thing. So that's actually something to be really excited about. We have the Moon, which is Pisces energy. If we have this within our natal chart, that's coming through in our heart. It is going to be very important. We have the Ace of Cups once again now in our heart. So there's something here that we're releasing so much negativity, that things that have held us back. And we have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If we have that within, well, this is us, right? And if we have the other signs within our chart, that's going to be impacting our heart, but we're going to be impacting our heart. That's why we're being a student of our heart, and the cleansing of our heart is so important. We're facing fears of the heart, emotional fears, doubts that we have. We have the High Priest right here, which is Taurus energy, amplified by the King of Pentacles. We have the Hanged Man. We're not seeing things the same way as before. And we have the Two of Swords. So we're seeing roads open up that we didn't think could be a part of our lives, a part of ourselves. This moves us to really being able to take risks and to move forward in a way that we didn't think were going to be possible. Like the path that's opening up to us, we didn't think would be a path we would get to walk. Let's see the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Virgo needs to be mindful of? August 16th to 31st, 2021. Virgo, when increasing your intuitive powers. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And it's the Lovers. It can be, getting distracted by lust. It can be, letting other people really have a bigger say in our lives and ourselves than we should be letting them, because there's something about like manipulation through love, and it's not going to be so much love as it's going to be lust kind of disguised as love. So we do have to be mindful of this during this time. We also have to be mindful of what we're giving our energy to, what we love, what we're building up, because that can also be something that it's like we're going to get caught up in instant gratification, and I don't know how exactly that's going to work, but we do have to be mindful of that during this time, that we have to be mindful of getting caught up in the instant gratification of everything with the Lovers, with seeing multiple sides of the story and forgetting our own narrative, our own way forward, why we are embarking on this journey to begin with. So do be mindful of that. Our chakra energy for this time. Virgo, August 16th to 31st, 2021. Virgo, increasing your intuitive powers, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. And this is Angels and Masters. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. This is very much our angels guiding us, and us having to listen to our spiritual guidance within ourselves, that little voice that speaks to us, subconsciously, really letting it come forward, letting ourselves be protected and guided by a higher power, because that's going to be what lets us connect with this higher power and lets us claim our throne. When we have the Emperor, we're claiming our throne, we're claiming our power, we're claiming our intuition, our desires, our hopes, our dreams, our wishes, and we're saying, this is mine. I have every right to this. There can be a part of us that feels skittish, that can feel a little bit silly. What are people going to say? If I start reading the tarot, if I start throwing runes, if I start, connecting with spirit, what will people say? And you know what is their business? It is time to embrace the beauty and the brilliance of our hearts, our souls, and ourselves, to really let ourselves shine, to claim our throne, to claim our power. And this is a time where we step into our power more and more and more. And it's going to be something that kind of takes us off guard. We're going to be like, wow, can I really do this? Can I really walk forward this way? Can I embrace this part of me? And it's going to be yes. Yes, I absolutely can, because we're seeing ourselves transformed. We're seeing the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. We're seeing ourselves transformed and emboldened and kind of intoxicated by the transformation that is around us, that is a part of us, that's opening up the door. We're not the same person we were stepping into this. We've learned so much. And as we're touched by spirit, we learn so much more. And it can be that we have this like hard shell that dies away, and we start to connect with the person that we were when we were younger, when life was more carefree, when things were easier. And so we open up ourselves to this passion, to this beauty, to this brilliance that leads us to being a student of our hearts. And in our inner self, we have to say, what does my heart say? What are my emotions guiding me to? What does my heart want? What is my soul desire? Where do I need to be? Because we're taking this gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine universe, and it's changing our lives. It really is. And we're going to find inspiration from the most unlikely of places. And it's all coming from inside. And we can find that our emotions are a little bit more turbulent than we ever thought they would be, that things can be a little bit more chaotic than we wanted them to be. How do we center ourselves within the storm of our emotions, within the beauty that is our heart? And why are we led forward this way? What are we here to cleanse out of ourselves, the negativity that has been holding us back? This can lead to moments of tears. This can lead to feeling just absolutely shaken by movement, by this moving release of the heart that has us looking at things so differently than ever before. And it's not going to come externally. We're going to want it to, because it's always easier for things to come from afar and be brought in and be interpreted and understood. But this is going to come from internal. And this is all going to be about the way we see ourselves, the way that we move ourselves forward, our desires, our wishes, our hopes, our dreams, our inspiration. And we start to see ourselves being able to shine more and more and more as we look inward, not outward. So we're really going to have to kind of watch how much we look for the answers externally and not internally. So that's going to be really, really important, because we're going to think, oh my gosh, it's going to come from somewhere else, where all the really great answers, all the really great revelations come from within, come from our connection with Spirit, and the way Spirit is divulging the messages to us, is leading us forward, is helping to inspire us. And it leads us to the moon. It leads us to this place where our hearts are facing fears. And it can be, again, just easier to say, I don't want to face this. I don't want to look at this. I want to look somewhere else. But as we face these fears, they're not as terrifying as they once were. They're not as, overwhelming. And that leads us to be able to say, you know what, I get to move forward. I get to go after what I want and what I dream and what I wish for. And I get to be inspired by the light of the moon, by the reflective power of the sun, instead of held back by it, instead of denied my dreams, instead of thinking that I can't, instead of that absolutely that I can. And now I start to see the moon as this beautiful place of inspiration, as this beautiful guiding force. And this leads us again to the clearing away of negativity, to the opening of our third eye, to the bringing of peace, harmony, inspiration, power, insight to us, that has the waters washing over us, that has us releasing so much sorrow. And that's why the tears will come, because the waters are washing over us. The tears are being called forward. And it's this beautiful, intense, powerful release that brings us to the King of Pentacles, that brings us to the place where we start to sit on our throne, claiming our power, embracing our richness, and saying, this is me. This is what I live for. This is what I desire. This is what I want. And this is what I need within my life. I'm extending my branches. I'm reaching higher than I ever thought I could reach. I'm embracing inspiration that I didn't think would be a part of me, but that is absolutely a part of me. I'm seeing things come together in ways that, I always thought things were going to be separate. And now, as I'm looking at this, as I'm connecting with Spirit, what we're going to see is they're coming together in ways that bring our passions, forward, that help to inspire us in ways that we didn't think possible, that help to move us forward towards inspiration and intensity and beauty and power and insight that is just really amazing. And it brings us then to the Hierophant in the public arena. It's like, claim the power that you need. Stand before the beauty of your existence. Stand before your power, your might, your determination, and say, this is me. What is it within us that we do not want to deny? What is it that if we speak against, we're speaking against an innate part of ourselves? And why is it now that we would turn away? This is a time that we claim our power. We claim our intuition. This is a time where we are kind of drawn to the norms of things. So you can think, okay, claiming your intuition is totally out there, I'm going to be this kind of more out there person. But no, it's going to really center us within the power of ourselves, our desires of where we want to be, make us much more focused, make us see what we want from life a lot easier and with a lot more determination. And it brings us to this place where we just start to see things differently than everybody else as we start to claim our traditions, what's right for ourselves. the game is changed. We see things differently. And the first thing that we're going to think is, oh my gosh, I'm wrong. I'm seeing things so differently than everybody else. I'm going down this path that is so right for me, but others can't really follow, or they're mocking, or they don't really understand. That makes me wrong. And it's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't make you wrong at all. Look at the world upside down. See it differently. Take in the abstractions, the patterns that are seen when things are kind of turned on their heads. Take in the wonderment that comes and let yourself be inspired as you open up the door, as you lead yourself forward, because it's going to lead you to a place where you thought, okay, there's this path A and path B. And now we're going to see that the rest of the alphabet exists, that we can move ourselves forward with passion and determination and focus and desire in a way that we didn't think we could. That all of a sudden, doors that we thought were closed start to open. And we start to believe. We start to say, well, why not? Why can't I? And this isn't saying to be reckless. This is saying be smart about the way you connect with divinity. But divinity wants you to achieve, wants you to claim that throne, wants you to have that revelation, wants you to wash away the stagnation and embrace the power, the inspiration that gets to be a part of you. Now, the subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Hermit, is us, Virgo. We can get way too much in our own heads, way too much in it has to be a certain way. I have to follow these certain rules or structures or ways of being. No, this is more freeing. This is rather organic. Let it grow around you. Let it twirl, let it be like a windstorm twirling around you. Let it be like vines growing up around you. Let it be your centering, your rooting aspect, and let it be natural. Let it not follow the pattern that you thought it would. Let it be its own thing, because it's taking on a life of its own, and it's going to inspire you that way. And it brings us then to our subconscious chakra self, which is self-mastery. All of a sudden, things start to fall into alignment. This is our solar plexus chakra. We start to trust our gut. We start to trust our intuition. We start to see ourselves aligning more and more and more with our energy, with our chakras, with our desires, with our dreams and our wishes. And it brings us to our subconscious rooted self, which is the high priestess. The veil is lifted from the eyes. We're not seeing things the same way that we were before. We're not going to be able to lie to ourselves, not going to be able to downplay things like, oh, that's not a big deal. No, what's going to be a big deal is going to be a big deal. What isn't. But we embrace this level of honesty and truth and insight that is really quite magnificent. And then we have the fact that we're seeing other people more openly and more honestly. We're not hiding behind, or they're not going to be able to hide behind the masks that they want to show us. We're seeing them as they are, warts and all. And that can lead us to be more compassionate, but that can also lead us to having a lot of our foundations shaken, because we're seeing people as humans. We're seeing people as not having all the answers, and that's going to be okay. There's a level of wisdom and inspiration that comes that guides us forward. And it brings us then to our subconscious inner self, which is the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a sense of cutting through so much nonsense. This is being focused and insightful. This is the warrior king. I'm not willing to back down. I'm not willing to let this go. I'm not willing to deny myself the way that I want to fly forward. And I'm willing to speak the truth as I see it, as it is cultivating around me, as it is guiding me, as it is inspiring me. And as we take on that warrior inspiration of truth and of freedom and of insight and ideas, it leads us to our subconscious inner self, which is the Ten of Swords, rising out of the darkness. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the sense of, I see now why I went through those moments that were hell for me, those moments that tried to rip me apart, those moments that tried to deny me. I see how now I am connecting with myself, my integrity, my passion, and my desire. I am not brought down, but I am raised up in a way that I never anticipated. And it brings us then to our subconscious inner self, not inner self, public arena self, which is the Four of Cups. Take the gift that we're not seeing. Take the gift that maybe doesn't feel like a gift when we get it. Maybe, kind of throws us for a loop, changes our plans. It's going to be okay. Let things happen again, naturally, holistically, organically. Let things become, and let yourself be inspired by spirit. And this is going to be a gift from past loved ones, from loved ones who have passed on, or people who have passed on. They're going to inspire us in a way, tap us on the shoulder, saying, you know what, I'm with you. I'm listening to you. I'm guiding you. Listen. And that's going to be something that's really quite beautiful. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the revelations to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.